Hello, my name is Rage, and welcome to my Synergy Lab, where we will be having a look at the very best synergies Isaac has to offer, now infused with Afterbirth Plus's delectable selection of deliriously delicious desserts, also known as items. And today, Jacob's ladder is the objective of our focus. And I love this item, I really do. Also, I've just realized I'm completely and utterly blocked out of this room. Oh yes, that's fine, because we can use the Emperor and begin the fight immediately as we zappy zap. So this thing is beautiful, and we're going to use a couple of Afterbirth Plus items for this Synergy Lab, and it causes your tears when it impacts with an enemy or a wall to just fire a random zap of homing technology. But obviously electricity is the theme, and it very much looks like it. So that's where we're going, and I kinda like electricity, you know? While I'd rather be able to shoot flames, electricity... Okay, alright. You are given the choice by a mysterious man in a suit. He appears in front of you, and he's like, hello, insert your name here. Why did your parents call you that? That seems weird. Either way, I give you a choice. You can shoot either rocks, electricity, flame, water, or ice out of your hands. What do you choose? And they will all be equally powerful, so try not to tactical this. So what do you choose? Because I think fire is up there for me, but I think electricity is a close second. But then again, I also really like rocks, because I happen to think that rocks are cool. So I think I might end up going with that, despite thinking that fire is definitely more useful, because while they might all be equally powerful, if you can fire rocks, you can kind of build things and create platforms. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this. You know, I like to while away the petty hours of the night thinking, how do I best want to go about dealing with superpowers when I get them? I have ran multiple scenarios where I have taken over the world. Is that normal? I feel like everyone has imagined themselves taking over the world at one point or another. I think that's just what goes on. And I really like to imagine that animals do kind of have the same thing going on for them. Like, we have no idea, but they are all secretly very aware. And we do have, like, lizards dreaming of a utopian lizard-run society. Because that would be badass. That's a terrible, terrible devil deal. It really, really is. And there we go. Okay, so getting to the third floor, we need to ramp things up, because obviously we've just got a lot of split shot and Jacob's ladder, which is very good by itself, because, you know, we have this burst of lightning when we fire against the wall, but it is by no means what we are actually going for here. So we are going to pick up the lost contact, so we start to have this going, because we're kind of looking for electricity type ball look here, and to add to that, we're also going to be getting ourselves a little bit of wub wub wub, because it needs to look unstable, and pulsing definitely is the you know the of electricity. That is, of course, the universal verbal sound effect for electricity. Fire is water is earth is, and then electricity is. Everybody is aware of that. I wish there was actually an official language of this is how inanimate things sound, okay? And if you don't say it correctly, then no one knows what you mean. Hell, actually, that would... I say it as a joke, but thinking about it, it would be genuinely really helpful to humans as a race if we did have a sort of universal sound language where everybody on the planet knew that meant electricity, so you could always tell someone that you have an electrical problem in your home and get it fixed no matter where in the world you are. How neat would that be? I actually think that'd be really, really cool. I think I have come up with something very, very impressive there that might actually really help out a lot of people. And the cool thing about this item is you can just stand against a wall and fire, and you'll pretty much just kill everything in the room. So that tends to be rather effective. Isn't that right, guys? Or even then, it took quite a little bit of killing. But then our actual damage output is kind of low at the moment, because we do need to add a few more things for this. For example, orange isn't the most electricity of colorings now, is it? And in fact, getting an electricity coloring is kind of difficult here, because we want the split shot. It's very, very awkward. It really, really is. Because technically the best electricity thing is probably Crown of Light square shots, but with the Parasite they go an awful garish green that would make any interior designer literally double over in physical pain. So we don't want that, you know. We've got to stay suave with these things. So we're going to settle for a nice electric white, because that's something that I think is still pretty good. And for that we have Sacred Heart. So we have crackling orbs of pure white, and that's pretty close to the actual electric blue that it has in the game. It really is. It's about as close as we're going to get. Believe me, I have very, very much checked. So let's go fight our boss. I'm gonna skip that one room. Get wrecked, one room. Hey, Bighorn, how are you doing? Also, is it not a little bit ridiculous that, oh, he can summon Little Horn to his fight? That's kind of neat. I mean, I guess it makes sense if he is Big Horn, but I don't know. I sort of would expect him to sort of hide his kid while he stands back and takes over. So we'll just keep on balling him. So we are going to definitely be using 3 key items from Afterbirth Plus to make this happen. And the thing is, Synergy Lab right now, I definitely think there is just ultimate forms of synergies that we'll get to in the future. But initially right now, it's very much a tentative dipping your toe in the water foray into what Afterbirth Plus can really do for the lab, and I think that's kind of exciting in of itself. I really do. You gotta make these strides for science. You really do, and I think a lot of people do that at home without realizing. Have you ever looked at something and thought, I wonder what happen if I microwave that? You know, that's science thinking. It's stupid and dangerous, but technically on a weird level, that is definitely science thinking. So we're going to grab anti-grab so we can stack up the lightning, which is obviously fantastic, because then we have ourselves one hell of a burst when it finally crashes and cascades, which is just absolutely lovely. So actually, I want to know, what's the most one of the most scientific things that you have done? I have actually been quite a biologist in my time, because when I was little, and I guess I technically still don't mind them, but when I was little, I used to love woodlouse, alright? Woodlouse are little tiny bugs that can curl up into a ball. They have like a shell on them, almost like the insect version of an armadillo. That's the easiest way to think of it. Have a quick Google, familiar yourself with a woodlouse. I like them. They were awesome, because we used to have a lot of building sites, because my dad used to do up houses, so I would be on the building sites, and if they were left for a while, I used to get woodlouse, so I used to sit and play with them, which sounds really sad. My only friends were tiny insects. Oh god, what have I done? What have I done? But yeah, my only friends were tiny insects. So I used to, you know, play with them. And I say play with them. I'd just kind of sit near them, occasionally pick one up, watch them do their thing. You know, I'm not like, they're like, Larry, catch! And try and throw a ball to a tiny woodlouse. You know, that's not what's going on. And yes, we are going to do a little bit of voiding. A lovely, lovely bit of voiding. In fact, honestly, we are nearly close to a completed synergy, and that's what I kind of like about this one. It's very nice and subtle. See, I will take Holy Light, just because the glowy blueness does add a little bit of an electric flair to it, which is kind of nice. You know, blue is definitely associated with electricity, which is weird to me, because you'd think it would be more the pure whitiness. I guess yellow also is definitely electricity color, but I don't think quite as much as blue, though I wonder what will happen if we do add number 1 to this. But I just love how it glows. I really do, because the glowing blue on the pure white, I mean, look at that. That definitely feels like electricity power, doesn't it? And I've really based this off the color of what fires out when you use it, and not so much your stereotypical yellow lightning strike. But either way, back to my self-inflicted, and the reason I do like the holy light is because I like to imagine the beam of light is a lightning strike from above, and that kind of adds to the electricity. I know it's not fully accurate, but we got to work with what we've got to work with here. We really do. And as always, you guys, junior scientists that you are, will tell me in the comments if I have missed something that would have been awesome. You know, you're going to rate the beauty, the survivability, your gut feeling, the acquirability, all of the stats of this lovely synergy. But again, I digress to my digression. Woodlouse. I used to eventually get to the point where I would round them up and categorize them. I would remember who was called what, and I would give them little nicknames and little code names and remember each one. And it was difficult because they pretty much looked identical and I had no way of actually marking them. But I did, and that's cool. And then eventually I would end up actually trying to find out which one is the strongest. I did my own little mini survival of the fittest, but more about that later. So why have I done the void thing now? Well, the answer is simple. Oh. Is that not a pretty cool orb of electricity? I like it, but it's not really the focus of what we're doing here. No, we need to do a little bit of managing, but you got to admit, that does look cool. It really does. And hell, this might not even be specifically an electricity synergy, but it's definitely something. So what we're going to do now is grab ourselves soy milk, and we're doing that just to take a massive cut in damage so we can have that going onwards. Because we've used the void, we now are in a situation where anti-grav will place tiers really quite far in front of us, so we can do things like this and then fire an explosion of electricity. So it's like I'm charging up this crackling ball of electrical energy in front of me. We're getting this again for the damage reduction, and then I am unleashing it upon the world. Is that, and then look, when we walk around with it, just the crackling, pulsing nature of it, and then boom! Is that not awesome? Is that not freaking awesome? And this is synergy complete apart from one item that we will get on the next floor. But just doing that makes me so happy that I can just walk around with it and put all of these lovely orbs in front of me. Ah, it makes me happy. It really, really does. Okay, so yeah, I'd end up in like a survival of the fittest. I realized very quickly that woodlouse don't fight each other, because putting two of them in a small container to see what would happen is they both just kind of sit there shuffling for ages and don't really do anything. But I did end up having some races. I'd create little tiny lanes out of pencils on a book and have them see which one eventually crawls to the end, and we had like a overall speed champion. I mean, I was quite the biologist there. That's probably one of the most things that I've done. It really, really was. In case you're wondering, Lord Death was the fastest woodlouse. I was like 11. Lord Death the woodlouse was a pretty... In fact, no, I was like 10 or 9 or something, even younger than that, because it was back when I used to live in Spain, so a while ago. And, you know, Lord Death was a cool fucking woodlouse name. I imagine now his friends were like... He's called you Lord Death. God, Lord Death, fucking edgelord over there. But at the time, I liked it. So, the final piece de resistance of this loveliness. In fact, you know what? I'm going to add one extra item that I've been really on the fence about and never decided to go for. But now, I'm like, you know what? We'll do it. That was an interesting room. But how cool does it look? And then, vum. Oh, it's so cool. Boom. Stack it up. Fire the electricity ball and then burst out. But the one that I do want to go for is a circle of protection. Never mind, alright, we're on a crash floor. Alrighty, I return. I do actually love the fashion, Isaac, of this. The glowing blueness with the electricity and the lovely parasite. I was going to get the holy mantle to have more electricity-looking things around my body, but again, it crashes whenever I go in the goddamn room. So let's get the final item on this loveliness, and it is the analog stick. The new item added. And what it lets you do is this. Is that not just awesome? Just have it in every direction. Chain firing, waiting in the ring, the lightning stacking up. And then unleashing for a massive wave of destruction. I absolutely adore it. I really do. I think it is just amazing. And I think the best example of this is going to be the boss rush, assuming we get an okay one. Go on, stamp down! How good did that look? Oh my word, how good did that look? I guess we will get tier bombs, because that actually could be pretty neat. And then we're going to stand in the center, and we are going to make this glorious. Yes, we are. I will not be moved. You will all be destroyed. This has got to be one of my favorite synergies. It really has got to be. I just absolutely love it. I wonder if I can actually do the entire thing by making this happen. You should not have charged into my defensive barrier. The only downside to this is it is very difficult on your keyboard hand to keep it up, to make sure there's still lots of tiers in all the right places. That's the thing you got to really work on. But apart from that, it's just awesome. It really is. Fire! Oh, he actually survived. Interesting. Go on, charge at me. I absolutely dare you. Just the static electricity grid that's being created is just outstanding. It really is. And it's cool that something as kind of innocent seeming as the analog stick is allowing this to happen. That, I think, is just phenomenal. Let's actually see how... Wow! That's kind of cool. There's probably potential there for a void-based bomb synergy. I love it. I love that the void has happened, because we're being able to break the shot speed so hard as this opens up so many potentials. It really does. Hello, everyone. Can I interest you in some lightning? I actually don't think... Oh, no, I can. We're good. I thought we'd had another floor there where I can't get to the next rooms, but we managed it, and that's the important thing. We did indeed manage it. So one of the cool things about this is I wonder if there's potential for a sword-like synergy like this. Oh, I want to explore more and more. I am very happy that Afterbirth Plus has done that. Lord Death, the Woodlouse, I was devastated when he died. I'm not sure it was him that died, they all look the same, but I was pretty sure it was him when I had to say goodbye when the building work continued again. I was very sad to see him go, I really was. This actually would have been a pretty good, just normal run, which is neat. I guess actually, shouldn't Synergy Lab now go to Delirium? It's probably more fun mashing up Delirium than it is trying to kill... I say trying, absolutely murdering. Oh, am I blocked off on this one? I am completely blocked off on this one. Huh. Well, looks like we're challenging. Here we go. And goodbye. But yeah, kind of makes more sense to kill Delirium, because that's much more exciting than Mega Satan and Blue Baby. Although, of course, fighting Mega Satan's cool, but we gotta choose one or the other. Oh, the Infinity Tears would kind of ruin this as much as I really want to take them. Oh, yes. Would this have been good? Wouldn't have been awful. A little bit of a damage up. Some interesting things going on in the shop. And... boom! What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Did I just... I'm so confused. What just happened and where is Delirium? Guys, I'm really confused. Did I just kill the Hush so hard that the Hush didn't spawn? What? I return, and this time the Void Portal has appeared after Mum's heart. Also, it looks amazing on the Ring of Protection, which I managed to get this time, and the effect of this is just Oh, look at that on the edge of the ring. Is that not cool? Connected by the electricity. Oh, it's great. So I guess I'll go for it this time because I don't want to risk the Hush just not doing it. I have no idea. I mean, we know it will annihilate the Hush either way, so I don't think we really need to worry too much about actually seeing it. I mean, I do apologize, but I don't really know what to do. It just kept breaking, and then randomly we have the void here. So yeah, I have no idea what's happening. Also, I have no idea which is the real delirium. I'm going to guess it's this one based on the secret room being next to it, but it could be any guess. It really could. And this is Def. Hello, Def. Goodbye, Def. Nice to see you. I mean, you can actually go around and really claim a lot of items on this floor, can't you, if you really make sure that you clean up. Though I guess... Oh, no, you're not committed to... No, you are committed to the Delirium fight when you do go into it, aren't you? I can't actually remember. That freaked me out a little bit. I don't remember there being, like, weird random fuzz last time I was here. But then again, it's been a while since I've actually been on the Void floor. So, honestly, I have no real idea as to what is happening. Absolutely. Where does the Emperor take you on this floor? Just a random boss room. That's curious. You would have thought it would give you the correct one, because obviously that's what you're hoping for when this happens. We're learning all sorts of things here. Good old science and delirium. Here we go. How are you doing? Okay, we got that one. Let's get our lovely defensive ring going on. Make sure everything is okay. Can you do anything to me, Delirium? Can you? Look at me, a shining hope in the dark. That's awesome. We were still taking damage, which is weird to me, given how we have massive amounts of blockage going on here, but that's okay. Everything is totally fine. You cannot stop me, Delirium. You can merely try and halt me, but you will take unprecedented amounts of damage. I mean, I do kind of like it as a boss fight. I don't think it's as bad as people think it is, especially as each form is different. It's not just a white version of them. They do look like the gooey Delirium version. Their mouths, you know, stitched together. I think that's fine. I think it's definitely a worthy form. You know, you've spent so long in Isaac, and now you're just deliriously seeing all of your previous foes mashed together, coming at you left and right, and you just feel like you're going crazy. You just do. Okay. So that happened. That's awesome. Oh, alright, guys. That is your Synergy Lab for today. Let me know what you think. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.